My job again is to remind players when they're on the right path and when they're not on the right path, and I think his thing to me was show me, what the right path is and what's not, and I think it's a compliment to him that he wants to be great, he wants to get better. I talk about habits all the time. I don't think people understand the power of habit, and when you've had success a certain way and your habits are one way, and in his case, he could play pretty straight-legged. He could play kind of at the end of his stick. He's got a really strong stick. You imagine that stick in junior hockey and how many pucks he'd win and do that, and he had tons of success that way, and that was his habits for 20-some years. And then, in the last 4 or 5 years, we've asked to change his habits, and he's worked hard at it. But habits don't change overnight. Anybody who knows anything about habits knows that they don't happen overnight. So it's a learned process, and in compliments to him that he's willing to buy in and try to learn and get better.
Had things come to a head? Was it like one of those come to Jesus type
things? It wasn't necessarily that. It was just more of a I don't know if it wasn't come to a head, but boy, if you don't get this, it's gonna keep you from being a great player and a great team. I don't think there's any question that Anthony's going to be a scorer in this league. But does he want to be a great player on a great team? And ultimately, to do that, I think Taylor Hall's a real good example of a guy who, my understanding, talking to people around the organization there, I think Taylor's made a real conscious effort to go from being just a good scorer on honestly bad teams to a good scorer who's got his team in the playoffs today. That's what you can do if you make that decision.
So it's a matter of being less of just a sniper from the wing and getting more involved, net front, dirty areas, using his body more.
And just the whole completeness of, there's more that goes on in hockey than just, goals. Ultimately, for your team to win, you have to win puck races, you have to win puck battles, you have to bring other elements of the game, physicality. But I think in his case, it's just a matter of when he skates, he wins puck battles. When he skates, he wins puck races. When he skates, he eliminates chances against on the track. When he skates, he creates turnovers on the forecheck. And those are things that help our team win. Again, I think as long as he has minutes, he'll score because of the fact he's a talented kid. But to help us win and score and become a great player, he's got to make sure that he's doing those other things. And I think he's done a good job of it. Now, the other thing that I think he's learned through the course of this season is there's a lot of goals to be had in net front. And I think a lot of guys naturally think of the net front as almost a non-skilled position. But the reality is, Mike Knuble told to me this a long time ago. He found the one spot in the ice in the slot area that he knew he could score, and it kept him in the league a long time. He scored lots of goals. That's what net front does. It gets you around the area where you score. Last night's a great example. Our power play hadn't done much at all. All of a sudden, we got a shot. He tips it, puts in an easy, kind of a tap and goal. Now, it was a great tip though, but he put in the goal right there. That's where the goals are scored. So if you want, I don't call them easy, but if you want goals to come from not just pure snipes, be around that net as much as possible.
You've obviously